Have you ever wondered why some people are so good at presentations, delivering a key message, inspiring change in people? Really annoying, aren't they? But what is the method that they use? How do they structure that? One of these methods is called storytelling. And today in this video, I'm going to enable you to become a really great storyteller. Now, there are 3 reasons why storytelling is so important. The first one, quite simply, it sparks emotion. We have 2 parts to our brain. One part is the intuitive, the creative, the emotional side of our brain. The second side is the more rational part of the brain. And in business, we tend to think that we need to solely connect with the rational part of the brain, the logic. But research after research shows that if you can make a connection with the emotional part of the brain by the words we use, the phrases, the images that we can bring to life, you are far more likely to have people move with you along the journey of change. If you think back to stories that you were told when you were a child, as you were growing up, stories we read in newspapers, see on the news, read on the internet every day, it sparks emotion in us, first and foremost. So first one, it sparks emotion. The second one is that people use stories to make sense of things. Now, leaders with a shared strategic narrative can engage people in the wider context of the journey by giving people a framework to understand changes and action required. Because a story has a core message, but can be interpreted in different ways, depending on the lens through which we choose to view it. And the third one, people learn from stories. Stories are a great way of learning from others and can help shape culture within business. Stories give people the space to discover the implicit meaning of what's being said, enabling them to learn, discover and own what they need to do for themselves. And storytelling is a great tool for leaders seeking new behaviours in their team. So those are the 3 reasons why storytelling is so powerful. But how do you build a story? And I'd like to offer you a structure today which you can take away from this video and use immediately. And this is structured in 6 sentences, okay? 2 sentences within a bucket. So the first bucket is around the beginning, right? It's usually a great place to start at the beginning. And we have 2 sentences within that bucket. The first sentence, you need to set the time, the place, the characters, who's involved. Second sentence, explain the normal situation. What was happening? What were the ways of working? What was the behavior that was being was out there for people? So you're giving the background and the context to the story, as you find in all stories. The second bucket, believe it or not, is the middle. I know, rocket science, right? Now there are also 2 further sentences within this bucket. The third sentence, describe the complication. So you've got the background, now you're describing the complication, the possible conflict, the challenge, or maybe the opportunity. Fourth sentence, explain how the events unfolded, what happened next, the journey that people took, the actions. What did people actually do? Okay, so you've got the setting the scene, you've now got what the complication was, and now thirdly, in the third bucket, believe it or not, the end, the resolution, and the further 2 sentences. Describe the impact, the outcome, the difference and the value realized by the change that was taking place. And finally, 6th sentence, your final sentence, share the long-term impact of whatever change occurred, the evidence for success. So 6 very simple sentences to start your storytelling. Set the time, explain the normal situation, describe the complication, explain how the events unfolded, describe the impact, the outcome, the difference, and finally, sharing the long-term impact. So we've looked at identifying why storytelling is so important. And I hope this video today has given you some very practical ideas and a very practical structure how you can become one of those people who inspires others, brings other people with you. Thanks for joining me today.